Good morning. Beautiful. Okay, so it's day 2 of the gratitude challenge, and today I wanted to go a little bit into, well, what the hell is gratitude? Talk about the different layers of that, and also, surprisingly, when are the times to not feel gratitude? Yeah. So, generally, the meaning of gratitude, if you're to look it up, is to have feeling of thankfulness and appreciation. So that's fine in terms of definitions and meanings of words go. And I guess for what I want to highlight is that, I think I did briefly mention this yesterday, is that it's very simple to say, yeah, I'm appreciative. Yes, I'm thankful. However, am I actually feeling that and having a physical interaction with that state or also feeling? So it's very easy to just say that we're feeling something. A bit of a little key indicator for whether we're really feeling something is if someone prefaces their feelings with, I think I feel grateful. It's like, okay, so are you really feeling that, or are you just thinking that you're feeling grateful? Okay, so words are really just labels for internal sensations that we've got going on. So how I know that I am really feeling grateful is that there will be an internal sensation, an experience that I'm having that I have then linked to this word grateful. So if I'm really feeling gratitude, for me, I actually feel a warmth sensation in my body. And for me, the experience that I have of gratitude is a warmth that's generally around my chest area. Okay, and we could theorize that that's all linked to the heart, and I would hazard a guess that it is, as the heart is generally the domain of a lot of those sort of connect feelings. So, but it's irrelevant. You might feel gratitude in your toes. Okay, you might have a sensation of cold sparking in your feet. Okay, it's going to be different for everybody. That would be tied into things like neural pathways, and how we've had how we've been trained to have various sensations in our body. Okay, that's often a total another topic for conversation. Okay, so yeah, so I get this warm sensation in my chest. There's a feeling of serenity, relaxing, and contentment that sort of washes through me with that warmth radiating from my chest. They are the sensations I have for gratitude. Okay, so it's important to me that I have that, because otherwise I'm just thinking that I'm grateful and thinking that I'm appreciative and thankful. Okay, but I'm not necessarily having a full body experience of it. Now, to really shortcut this all back to joy, if I'm not feeling it, then I'm not really allowing myself to have the full experience of gratitude, and therefore I'm kind of missing the insane, beautiful benefits of gratitude by not allowing myself to have that full experience of it. I talk about gratitude with so much passion because it's a massive key to joy. It's like it's like being jumping on a super jet plane to get to the location of joy, instead of having to sort of, take the slow car through traffic, or stupid analogy, but anyway. So it's well worth it. So I would be curious for you to sit down and go, right, today I am grateful for, list out some things, and as you're listing them, physically have an experience of gratitude in your body. Okay, now if this is potentially the first time you've ever done this, or maybe you've done it but not necessarily conscious of having that body experience, okay, it might be a little surprising, or it might be actually maybe even challenging to tap into and go, well, actually, I'm not really feeling anything. Okay. And that's okay. That's fine. Okay. Sometimes these things, if we haven't done them before, we need to, oh my goodness, practice. Okay. So just taking notice and go, okay, I didn't really feel anything. Okay. But not letting that be a barrier to then continuing on and doing exercises around gratitude. Okay, so really taking note of what physical sensations, what experience being in gratitude actually gives us. So I put in there also when to not be grateful. And this is really important. In fact, I'm just as passionate about when not to be grateful as using gratitude. And the reason is, and I train in a lot of different spaces, and gratitude is really comes in under a form of what we call reframes, positive reframes, which is an NLP construct. And see, the key is that it's great to be grateful. However, if I've just been in an accident and as a result I've had to have my leg amputated, as an example, okay, now it would be very easy for me to go, oh my God, I've lost my leg. However, I don't really want to focus on the fact that I've just lost a leg. So instead, I'm just going to reframe this. I'm going to be positive and I'm going to be grateful, because I've heard that's really good and helpful and useful. It would be very easy. I could go, well, far out, I'm grateful that I'm alive. Okay, that I managed to get out of that accident, that I'm still living and can still be here and continue my life. Okay, that I'm still breathing. I think I used that one yesterday. Okay. However, I've just lost a leg. Okay. And so there would be a massive range of emotions, very naturally, very unpleasant emotions. I would imagine there would be anger around, I've lost my leg. There would be grief and sadness around not having a leg anymore, and what my identity and life going forward looks like without having my leg. There could be anger. Maybe the accident was caused by someone else, maybe a drunk driver. Okay, so it would be very natural In fact, it would be extremely unnatural to go straight into gratitude, thankfulness, and appreciation in that situation. Or maybe we do briefly, but then also still allowing some time to come back and have the full-bodied experience of anger, grief, and sadness, or whatever the different feelings are that come up for a person having lost their leg. I haven't lost a leg, so I'm really speaking from an experience that I haven't had. I'm theorizing. So because if we go straight into being positive and grateful and reframing our experiences, then we're effectively repressing and rejecting the parts of ourselves, the very human parts of ourselves, of that experience. We're not accepting the whole of what's actually going on. And more often than not, in our society, we're very good at discounting feelings and emotions, and we are very good at skipping straight to the, oh, get on with it, carry on through, harden up, no time for tears, my God, you're alive, just get on with it, be thankful, right? Harden up. And what that does is we're actually rejecting parts of ourselves, okay? The part that deserves to be angry and upset. The part that, oh my God, was actually attached to my leg and genuinely deserves the time and the presence to actually feel and have those experiences. And yes, they're unpleasant. However, if we're not having those, what happens is we're actually storing that physically in our body. Okay, again, the science that comes and proves this for us. We all talk about stress is bad, stress causes cancer. Okay, it's not just stress, this is all of the emotions. So sadness, grief, and anger, if I'm not being present with those emotions and exploring them, morning, thanks, Leah. If I'm not spending time with those, then I'm rejecting those parts of myself, and emotions, energy in motion, that has to go somewhere. It gets stored somewhere. Okay, if I'm not expressing that and transmuting it and working with it, then it gets stored in my body. So there are going to be, in actual fact, truckloads of times where it is not appropriate to go straight into gratitude. Okay, allow ourselves to have the full experience, the pleasant emotions, the unpleasant emotions of every experience. Okay, what gratitude allows us to do is to, particularly in something like that incident, losing a leg, okay, is to look back in hindsight in gratitude, having experienced all the highs and the lows and every aspect of that particular experience, knowing that it's then no longer in my body, okay, and I can be in gratitude, in joy for being alive and having walked away, having come out of that incident with my life. So just be a little cautious with being over gracious or too quick to be in gratitude. Make sure that we're not using it as a device or a tool to sort of ignore and pretend that the yucky, the icky, the unpleasantness side of things isn't there. Okay, because ultimately we're human, and so to be human is to have all those experiences, whether they're pleasant or not. Okay, when I sort of talk about joy in more detail, is that what happens is that we start to be able to tap into joy regardless of whether the experiences that we're having is pleasant or unpleasant. Okay, because yes, I'm grieving my leg. However, I have the experience of joy in knowing that I am alive, that I am breathing. Okay, so we can be both. We can be having these experiences at the same time. It doesn't have to be I'm all 100% in grief. Okay, I can also be joyful in that, knowing that I loved my leg, or I love that person that I lost. Okay, this is a thing. I know why, because I'm able to tap into that myself and have those experiences. Okay, so that is gratitude for today, and I thought I'd end this by just tying off with, well, what the hell is it? I didn't do this yesterday. What is it that I'm grateful for today? So there's a couple of things. So first of all, just waking up this morning and having had some pleasant dream experiences. Also, it's still school holidays, and I do Monday, Tuesdays in a school, and so I've got a delayed start this morning. I don't have to be in the office as early. So I'm very grateful for that, because quite often when I do these challenges on the Monday, Tuesday, I'm like, blah, 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 quickly bang out the live and then run out the door and drive to work. So I'm grateful for being able to go a little bit slower, be more present to this process, and actually have an experience of that. And the nice thing is, as I'm reflecting on what I'm grateful for, is that I'm having that feeling experience. So I'm feeling that warmth that I get, that I reflected on earlier. Very well. And actually, third thing, I'm very grateful for those of you that have jumped into the Joyflu group, for those that have been listening to the lives, and thirdly, for those that have been interacting as well, sending messages and whatnot. It's, yeah, I'm very, very grateful. I had a little bit of a thing come through this morning about attention and how valuable our attention is. And so I'm grateful, very, very grateful for your attention, because that's the most valuable thing that we have. Okay, on that note, what are you grateful for today? I'd love to hear, and have a fabulous Tuesday, and I will see you all tomorrow morning with Heart and Soul, Andrea Martell.